Good day, mate. I'm Rayan.
Good day, mate. I'm Will. Can't do an Australian accent.
G'day, mate. I'm Ivan, mate.
That was good.
And we're back to look at more treachery in a brand new series of the Traitors Australia. This is the podcast where we watch reality TV so you don't have to. Welcome to Series 2, Episode 1 of It's Just a Game. Hello and welcome to episode 15 of It's Just a Game. My man is Ivan, he's here. Wilf is in the house.
Right.
I can't rhyme for shit, so...
You rhymed here with house, which it's got the same... It's alliteration. You did
It's a
alliteration.
great rhyme. Anyway, vote for me for the... what's the award for music?
National
The
Television
music
Award.
BAFTAs.
The National Reality Television Award for Music goes to Ryan, because he's here.
Anyway, welcome to episode 15 of It's Just a Game, the podcast where we watch reality TV so you don't have to. Every week, I am joined by Ivan and Wilf. We're back after a little summer hiatus. Hello, Ivan. How was your summer?
Hello, my summer was lovely. My dog got really badly injured and now she can't walk properly because she fell off a kayak.
It's actually really
Oh my
sad.
God.
It's a horrible way to start.
Why are you kayaking with your dog?
I wasn't. She was kayaking. That's why she fell out, because she didn't know how to do it properly.
It's their fault.
Wilf, give me some better news. How are you? How's your summer been, please?
Mine's been all right. I've literally been busy the whole summer, so I haven't
Okay, has
actually
anyone
break
had a
till
good
next
summer
week.
in this house?
Yeah, no, I've had a really good summer, mate. I've had a great summer. Thank you very much. I've been going to loads of cons. I've been playing loads of games. I've been playing D&D. I've been busy. I've started rock climbing. How about you, mate?
Yeah, no, it's been a good summer. Lots of volunteering, lots of going around. I'm off to New York tomorrow. So really just a lovely summer all around.
Oh,
Now, if you're just joining us, this podcast is all about reality games. Every week, we look at the winning strategies, the most iconic moments, and the best drama. And tonight, we debrief week 1 of the Traitors Australia. As always, be warned, we are entering a spoiler zone. If you haven't seen episodes 1 and 2 of the Traitors Australia, go away, mate.
season 2.
Of season 2, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just imagining there's some people listening right now who are like, yeah, it's on iPlayer. I've seen episodes 1 and 2. And then we start talking about a totally different cast.
Yeah.
They're like, who the
I can
fuck
confirm
are they?
that Paul still does not appear in this series.
Yet.
But yes, we're entering a spoiler zone, so if you haven't seen Series 2 of The Traitors Australia, go away and come back when you're done. If you have seen it, stay here, because there's a lot we have to discuss. And I'm going to start with our favourite generic questions. I'm going to ask you guys, favourite player, least favourite players, obviously quite some strong personalities in Australian reality TV. So what do we think, Wilf?
Oh, what? So my favourite person is...
You can't steal mine.
Haven't said yours yet. You can say what he wants.
Do you know what? Can we go to Ivan to begin with?
Go on,
Yeah,
Evan.
sure. I'm going to say Annabelle. So-
You prick.
No, that's my idea, not anyone else's.
That was mine. No.
Look, it's okay. They've angled her really well as a protagonist, which makes me worried she's going to go home quite soon, because you know how this works, right? But she's excellent. She's funny. She's very self-aware. She knows the show. I think she listens to the podcast. So hi. I'm also, by the way, going to say everything I say on this episode, understanding that people may be listening who were on the show. I think that she has the right level of playfulness and knowing she's on TV versus wanting to do well in the game. But she's not losing her character and her energy and her funness because she's trying so hard to win. And that might really stand in her favour, because fuck if I know how you win this game. So, no, I mean, I think she's brilliant. Actually, there's been a few people who I've really enjoyed. I do think she's standing out right now as fantastic. There's a bunch of other people, but, you know, their names elude me because they've only shown us a few of them so far.
I mean, we'll ask again. I'm sure that will change. But I just love you've got this whole analysis of why you like Annabelle. And my only reason is just that in her intro of E.T., she had a dog.
And also, beginning of episode 2, she appeared in her dressing gown.
Will, how about you?
So I'm going to say Blake. I really like Blake. I think he's going to have the same moral battles that I had.
Yeah.
I think he's genuinely a really nice person. And I think as it goes on longer, you have to make decisions when you've made real bonds with people and you hear about their stories and you hear about their lives. And I think he's going to have that battle. but that gives me sympathy for him because I know it's going to come up at some point, and I know he's going to have to choose between the other two traitors because we've already seen, we'll discuss it later, that
the girls
there's
are
going to be a
fighting.
bombshell there. So he's already dealing with a predicament because somebody's just being a little bit crafty.
Yeah.
But he's my favourite at the moment.
Stay out
Blake.
of that little fight between Ash and Sam, and we'll get to that, of course. Also, big shout out for Simone, who's a professional wrestler. That means I'm a massive fan of her.
Oh, okay.
I
That went
love
under
that.
like literally just written once on the side where they put their names. I was like, hello, excuse me.
But I haven't seen her be real yet. I want to see, I haven't seen her, introduce herself, and I want to see her suplexing people. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a professional wrestler.
Just fully chokeslam Mike, take him out of the game, straight to the floor.
She's gonna start slamming Rodger around. Tell me who the traitors are.
Oh, I hope so. That'd be hot.
Nah. Okay, calm down now. No, but if I can't say Annabelle, I'm just gonna say somebody that I feel really sorry for, Angelica, because Angelica is the lawyer in the room. Her leaving early is good for me because it means I'm still the longest surviving lawyer in the Traitors, in the Traitors multiverse.
Will you get a national television reality award for that?
I hope so. No, but also I feel really sorry for her because yesterday I was watching the episode in bed, just having a great time, and I see her and I see she's a lawyer, and I'm like, oh, hey, I message her on Instagram, hey, you're a lawyer. Oh, I hope you do really well. And 10 minutes later, she gets murdered. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I take it back. But it's just really awkward. So I love her. I hope she goes far.
There's no game master or children's author, so I just message the hipster instead, Blake. Hey, I hear you're a hipster, cool.
Now let's talk about something a bit more controversial, really. Who's your least favourite? I think there's some strong and slightly grating, I'll say, personalities, at least in the edit. And look, we always say it's just a game. We remember we're looking at an edited version of a game. We know that people's personalities aren't necessarily what we see on TV, but some people have been grating me, and we need to talk about that. Have you got anyone you're just really not vibing with that you just look forward to seeing murdered or banished?
For me, right, I think that the polished thing about the Traitors, the best thing about all the seasons that I've watched, from the American version, the Dutch version, to the first season of the Australian version to our version, it was like people just wanted to play the game. And sometimes it really hurts me when you watch reality shows when people go on there and they're really hungry for fame. And I feel like Roja, if that's how you say his name, I think he just wants to be on TV. It's not like I'm not sure if I'm getting him wrong with the edit and stuff. So I do apologise if you are listening.
People just haven't seen him play the game.
Yeah, I have. I've just seen him be really flamboyant, which is great. That's how you are in real life.
They cut to him grinding a door and stuff, don't they? And it's like, that'd be funny, but we want to see the rest of you as well. Like you actually playing the game.
So at the moment, that's I wouldn't say, the most disliked out of the whole cast. But in terms of not dislike, it's just my least favourite.
I mean, it's still early days. How about you, Ivan?
Well, I noticed that in the first episode, they gave us 3 different shots of Sarah engaging in or breaking an awkward silence. And I immediately felt like I knew what they were trying to do, right? They were trying to make it feel awkward when Sarah was on the camera. Like the first thing we saw was them all sitting in the car, not talking. And it was like, okay, I'm breaking the silence. And I 100% know that there was somebody, maybe the driver of the car, being like, all right, can we have a bit of silence, please, until you feel it's the right time to speak? Because they must have known what that would do is make an awkward silence and then somebody would break it. So and then there was 2 or 3 more in that first episode of that being an awkward silence with Sarah in shot. And I just felt like, oh, you're trying to make me hate this person. And actually, I think she was interesting. She got involved in shaking up the thing between the guy with the very square beard and the guy whose name is Pedus.
Pedus.
And he she got involved with that, so they were giving us reasons to dislike her, and for that reason I tried very hard not to. And I think she's probably actually quite an intelligent person. She can clearly read people. I guess what I'm trying to say is, to answer your question, I think we're supposed to not like Sarah.
Okay.
Nevertheless, I think I like her, and my actual answer is that I disapprove of the way Sam's playing the game. Therefore, right now, I can enjoy not liking Sam because I think he did the Will thing, turning on a traitor to become a traitor hunter.
But
it's not as clever as he thinks, because nowadays we know that most traitors are got rid of by other traitors. If anything, that's a massive iodine marker there. Just like,
and we'll talk about a strategy in a second.
Yeah, we'll talk about that because I've got a lot to say about Sam.
Yeah, I think we've all got opinions about Sam. So look, I was gonna go for Sam, but instead I'll just go for Luke. Like, please, I want him to stay in the game for as long as possible because this man is a menace.
Luke.
But he's moving mad. He is moving the maddest. He is moving mad.
Ryan, I'm 34 years old.
Look, I love him for that, but like, oh my god, like, rest.
I like Luke.
Like, take a second.
What is it with Ryan and like comparing himself to Dangerous? He's like, I'm a shark, mate. I'm a bloodhound. I'm a hunter. I'm a killer. I'm a murderer. This is like, okay, I get it.
He goes, I can taste blood in water or something like that. And I was like, what? I've never even heard of that.
And also, there's someone who was eaten by a shark on the show. Just calm it down a bit.
This bit is for your out.
That's so funny.
I also noticed like a lot of them are talking about guns all the time. Is that an Australia thing? There was even a picture of a kid running around, like with the person who used to be a secret agent, and her kids are running around with guns, and everyone's like, I'm a hunter, I'm a sheriff, bang bang, motherfuckers, and it's just like, all right.
Is this your Australian accent? Is this an Australian from Kentucky?
I don't know what you mean.
I thought I was watching the American one. I was like, this is America.
The only way you could tell them apart is the absence of gunshots in the background.
Rootin' tootin' gun-toting cowboys everywhere. It was weird.
Can we do the person that we feel sorry for the most? That's what I was for.
The Rayan Award. Go on.
Yeah, for me, it's still Ryan.
Yeah, it's still me.
It's still Ryan. He lasted many, many episodes and got like 10 minutes.
Well, in that case, I mean, the Ryan Award goes to Corrine. She's getting the Paul edit. Just them around.
Yeah, that's tough. Hopefully that means she'll be in till episode 11 and we'll start really getting to know her in episode 7. I mean, all we can hope for.
Yes, and I just want to say one thing. I've just looked it up because I wasn't sure, but you saying Corrine, I hope she goes far. She gets banished in episode 2.
Oh, yeah. No, I put someone else.
She does. She goes. Out of nowhere. They just literally go, I don't know, let's just go for her. Her mentality at its best was with Corrine. I felt so sorry for her.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's talk about this, because I hate when people say, oh, herd mentality, whatever. The traitors, at early stage especially, is not about fighting traitors, really. It's about survival. It's about self-preservation. Yeah. And the way you do that is by following the crowd, because if you selt yourself out, you're most likely not making it to the end. So I don't really like it when people criticize, like, herd mentality. That's how you survive.
I mean, I voted with the majority when I was in the show for a very good reason, and it was to stay under the radar. I didn't. Yeah, you have to. And I think the best way to defend yourself at the beginning, saying this, because we're talking about early stages of the traitors, is to do what Payden done. You know, when Payden, like when he, you know, like he was so like, oh my god, I'm not, like, and you could just tell he's not, and then everyone's like, yeah, he's not a traitor. Like you could just tell because he was desperate not to go. That's a really good strategy, even if it's not a strategy.
I'm not sure I agree. I've been thinking about this, and I actually feel like in the traitors generally, when you're being attacked, the best response is offense. If you stop talking, if you defend yourself, people will really be convinced. If you attack, if you blame somebody else, you've got more of a chance, in my opinion. Yeah, that's what Tom did with Ivan.
Elias's response to being accused was to just look like he wanted to cry or burst.
The right response, yes.
He just kind of strutted around the house looking like he was.
Mate, can I just say I really liked him. I don't know what you guys think, but you know when he strutted out the hotel wearing his pink shorts, his pink shirt, and his pink socks with weed leaves on them. I was like, yes, bro. Like, I love that.
Shirt tucked into his pants. Oh my god, he was so cool. He was so like the preening in the mirror was ridiculous, but he was cool. And,
he was nice, man.
Yeah, no, honestly, they're a good bunch. But now I want to talk about early strategies, not as a faithful, but as a traitor, because they feel interesting. First episode, they really weren't doing much because the faithful were doing a great job of just shooting at each other for no particular reason, just getting into unnecessary conflict. But the second episode, we get a madman, Sam, just moving extra mad. Oh my God. Like, he's just... Like, I knew this man was unhinged when he got the tap on the shoulder and he started doing finger guns with his hands. And I was like, yeah, this man needs, like, this man's in treatment, honestly. But, like, he's 2 episodes in. Like, actually, the body's not even called, like, 1.5 episodes in. And he starts turning on another traitor backstabbing her. Which is ridiculous, because we see in the preview of episode 3, it's just going to end up in two traitors going at each other and just self-destructing. Like, what's happening?
So my opinion on that is, I'm not going to say I don't, like, for me, it was weird. Like, I'm going to take it back to our series, right? For me, it was, there was never a strategy to get rid of traitors for me. It was Alyssa or me were the most people that were going to get, like, the people that were going to get most votes. So it was like, okay,
it came out to 1 vote.
Yeah, I had to turn on her because it was me or her. With Amanda, it was pure paranoia of the whole thing, and then her name got mentioned in a little group, and I had to just go with it. But in terms of, like, this guy's gone in, and first of all, and I'm sure Ivan, as a strategic player, would agree with me, he's done it way too early. There's too many people to try and turn. You have to turn at least 7 people to get this person to get that person out, and it's just you're putting yourself in such a risk. Like, for me, Alyssa was a risk anyway, but I didn't. It was episode 6, so it was there was far less people, and I think. Like, I like his strategy, and the thing is, imagine we did that in the UK. I'd be the most hated person. I was hated even though I had my own thing. People hated me just because I voted for another traitor. But the thing is, because I appreciate gameplay, I appreciate his strategy, but he's just unhinged it way too early.
But that's a bad strategy. That's bad gameplay.
No, I don't think. I think it's like, in the end, mate, traitors are going to go. Like, they have.
He's going to be gone 5 episodes in maximum. Give him another 3 days maximum.
Yeah, I think he's going to go. I don't think he's going to stay. I think he's going to go. But ultimately, I think his strategy of getting rid of a traitor is really clever, but it could have happened later on, and he could have done it in a way that he doesn't look like a dickhead.
Ivan, king of strategy.
If you do it well, you do it well. I think it's too early in 2 senses. I think it's too early in the day as well, right? So he starts the day by trying to campaign against Ash. And just for those of you who are, listening to us instead of watching it like we tell you can do, he spends the entire day trying to get numbers to get people to vote for Ash. But the thing is, it is going to get traced back to him. Already, by the end of the day, Ash hears that it was him. And we know from the preview from episode 3 that this comes to blows. Now, you've got to be super confident. And I was talking to you about this, maybe not on a podcast, but just like, in a conversation. You've got to have real balls of steel to know that when you make that turn, they're not there that night to confront you in the Traitors Tower. If you make the attack and they don't go home, then you've started a war and it all falls apart. There's no way he survives another 3 episodes. I completely agree with you guys. But I think actually the mistake he made was starting too early in the day.
Yeah.
If you want to get rid of a traitor and be known as a traitor hunter, wait until her name is mentioned by someone else, or even wait until someone brings her up at the round table when you can't have that kind of like, let's all just figure it out and get numbers. You're right. He was campaigning for, how many were there at that point? 18, 17? So he needs 8 or 9 votes. It's ridiculous. No matter how early in the day you start, all you do is open yourself up to a huge amount of, it's 3 p.m. Ash finds out and goes, hang on a minute, Sam, you're literally campaigning against me. I'm going to have you now.
And it's the fact of you're relying. Say he does get 9 people to agree, right? That round table is so influential. So many people can change their votes, and it's just showed. Like, they all agreed to do it, and none of them did it. Like only he did. Yeah, only the guy that went out. What was his name? Guy. Yeah, Guy did it. Guyton. Yeah.
It's a funny thing. We'll see if it pays off. I mean, the maybe I've already said this before, but the irony of the whole thing is he's trying to achieve a level of notoriety in terms of catching traitors, which all it's going to do is draw more attention to him. So the thing he's going for, I wouldn't even want in his position. I don't want to be a traitor hunter. Everyone's seen the UK show and knows what you did, Will, or they've seen the American show and knows what Siri did. You shouldn't want to be a traitor hunter, because in every single series I've seen, it's the traitors who get out the traitors.
And I was just thinking that one of the lines that he said that really, for me, if I was a faithful, would have made me go, this guy's a traitor, is he goes, if she's not a traitor, put me on the stand next.
Yes, he said, put me on the chopping block if I'm wrong. Yeah. I noted this down because I was like, oh my God, this is such a stupid red flag. Because this level of confidence, like, it's just, like, all of it is just so ridiculous.
Yeah, well, Tom did that and he went the next day. So there we go. Thing is, it's just dangerous. But even then, you're asking why you're so confident. You haven't really given me any reasons. Yeah. You're just sort of saying, Yeah.
And I feel sorry.
You're so right. It must be a traitor turning against another traitor. You must be a traitor too. Good night.
And I feel sorry for Jack Blake. That I'm calling him Jack Blake because he looks like Jack Black. He reminds me of Jack Black, but I feel sorry for him. Like we were sort of saying earlier, he's going to come to a point where they're both going to approach him. They're both definitely going to approach him and say, "Look, blah de blah." And I just feel like Sam at the beginning, I really liked him. I thought, do you know what? He seems like a really not likable guy. And then he just all of a sudden switched into this like, and I don't know if it's the editing as well that probably has made us have this view switch. But he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to kill her. I'm going to banish her. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be the traitor." And it was just like such a personality switch so early on that.
You know what? I don't actually think it's personally switched that much, because there's one thing I noticed really early on, and we've always said this on this podcast, it is such a mistake. This is a difficult game to do. Being a traitor is difficult. You do not need to come in with extra lies. But no, early on, he just pretends he's a farmer boy. He's a marketing guy, but he's like, yeah, I work from a farm. He also goes for like a really difficult lie to sell, something quite far-fetched compared to what he does, like pretending he's raising chickens and all that stuff. That is so dangerous, and that's also going to backfire because eventually he's going to slip up.
Who'd lie about his job, Ryan, huh?
No, I could never do that. Like, I walk into a room and I immediately tell everyone, "Hey guys, I'm a lawyer." That's how you recognize a lawyer, actually.
Yeah, you didn't do that in the show, though, did you?
Yep. Let's not bring that one up. No, but look, that's why I know it's a bad strategy, because I did it in the show, and the only reason I did it was to catch the attention of the producers, so they make me a traitor. Really.
There you go.
And the thing is, I think lying, like, mate, I was a traitor, right? And it was hard to lie anyway. So if you go in there thinking you're going to lie about stuff. You're already hindering your position as a traitor because you've got multiple lies to deal with. I didn't go in there. I remember Maddie actually saying, "I don't think he's got kids," and all this, because I was completely transparent about my life, about my kids, my missus, all of this stuff. Because I was like, because I don't have to slip up. Then I won't slip up then. Because if you slip up, do you remember the one line that people say? Because don't forget, in this game, if you lie about anything so, for instance, like the whole situation with Sarah was, as soon as like people thought she's lied once, their whole banishment excuse is to say, "We don't know, like traitors are lying. So if anybody lies, that's why we're going to go after you. Because you've just shown you've lied." Do you know what I mean? It becomes a reason for them to actually be able to. So what's the point in lying at all?
It's like, because people will question you. You'll remember that whole moment in the UK version when we just started sitting down at a round table questioning Aaron to check whether he was actually an estate agent. And like, when did you, Ivan, started quizzing and being like, "Okay, what's the difference between the Australian method and the English method?"
Well, the thing, no, what you didn't see there is that I knew he was an estate agent because he explained the Australian method to me. And I was like, look, tell all these assholes about the Australian method, and then they'll know you're really an estate agent. That's the nuance you missed there. Anyway, I want to move on, and I'm talking about Ash here. What does Ash do from here, right? Because Ash has got to fight back. She's got to, she's unlike anything we've seen in the UK series. We have an opportunity here to watch a new thing, which is a traitor fight back against being got up by another traitor. Yeah. Now, clearly, she can't use her major line of defense, which is, I know he's a traitor because I've fucking seen him up there with a thing on, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, the tactic to go for is, this is a bit dodgy. Why is he going for me so suddenly? This feels really weird. There's nowhere. It's not coming out of anywhere. Has he given any of you any excuses? So she should be fine, and I see her surviving. And as you said, I think it's pretty clear with Blake, he just got to keep his mouth shut because, as you know, loose lips sink ships. No, do you guys not remember when he sunk a ship? Do you not remember when Blake sunk a boat? Sorry. I was so happy about that. I was thinking, Blake sunk the boat. So I was like, right, let me explain this to you guys. Right. Guys, okay, so basically, in episode 2, there's this moment when Blake is in a boat and he sinks the boat. So the joke is, I say loose lips sink ships because he's, right. So, you know Blake, right? Yeah. So have you seen the show The Traitors? Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be back after the break.
I'm so sorry. I really thought you'd laugh at that, and I was really upset because I was like, "This is a good joke."
Can I tell you what I didn't? I actually fast forward through the
you skipped through the challenges. Oh, you know what? So many people do that, and I disagree. The challenges are from one of my favorite parts. Oh, I hate that sort of people.
That, like, I
watch them.
Season 2, the episode 2 challenge, and the first one I actually wrote in my notes. I put, where is it? I like that. Seeing the task bonding, I put task bonding on my sheet because I actually enjoy watching them not trying to suss each other out and actually bonding as people. And that's the best parts of the challenges. And we all did that together, right? And that was the only thing that I did like about the American one, because they were still trying to suss each other out. It's just like, just give it a break for a bit.
I wrote about the first two challenges that it's like they asked ChatGPT to make challenges based off the first UK challenge.
Yeah.
It's like all the elements of the first UK challenge are in the first two challenges in the Australian one, but all mixed up in a different option. Like there's boats, there's rowing, there's sort of like weird burnable effigies, there's a hill, there's running about. It's just like, what are you doing?
And a really, really bad flammable horse. It just didn't.
Yeah,
flame.
which didn't line up.
I wanted it to go into flames like the things that we had. I wanted it to burst into flames, and it was like, then he just threw it on the floor.
It's like someone's
next to
like a candle on the side of the horse.
No, but like I've got to admit, like, look, I love a challenge. I love these missions in like every series of the Traitors, but like the challenge budget for the series is going to be like £5, and I'm not talking $5 I'm talking $5 Australian dollars.
Have you tried to buy weird polygons? Weird polygons that float are expensive, right? Sinking polygons are hard. Floating polygons, they cost a lot.
Fair.
Saying that, I think the production value on this season's a lot better than the last one. I do.
I agree. Just the challenges.
Did they steal the Red Crosses from us? Because I don't remember them having photos in the first season.
No, I think the Red Cross has been around for a while. It's been saving lives and stuff for a while.
They cut the Red Crosses off each of our portraits so they can put it on.
No, not them. You know what I'm talking about. But they didn't have their photos in season 1, did they?
I don't know. They didn't have a portrait of Roger Corso where Roger's face was just like weirdly plastered on someone else's portrait.
But you know what? Like, look, I'm gonna take a second to say this. Like Roger,
God.
Daddy. I'm sorry, but like Daddy.
He does some great bits. There's the bit where he like turns the clock and then plays a special chord on the piano and it keeps not opening the door. That's bloody hilarious.
Like they need to bring like whoever's writing Roger's text to the UK, because he's funny, good looking. Yeah. Honestly, I love Roger. Roger, like adopt me, please. Right? Yeah, of course, but she's less my style than Roger.
You know the best line of the entire show, and a show where I felt so seen, whether it was like, okay, there's 19 of you left, so you know you're all a little bit closer to fortune and fame, and you know there's going to be 19 future podcasts that nobody asked for.
That was us. That was definitely us.
That's us. We're the podcast nobody asked for.
That hit so hard. I was like, yeah, no one asked for it, and here we are, series 2, baby. Hey, listen, I've got something to bring up, and it's my new recurring segment.
Oh my God, let's go live to Cornwall for a new recurring segment from Ivan Brett.
It's going to be called, What the Fuck's He Called? So, here's the rules.
What the fuck's he called?
Yeah, exactly. Here's the rules. We're going to, first of all, can you all make sure that your screen does not have any notes, any names, any pictures, any reminders of the people?
Oh no.
I'm putting my sheet away with all their faces on.
Sheet away.
Ivan, you know I'm doing with faces. I didn't even remember your name for the first 3 days.
That's fine. You still don't know my name.
They're all like, we're voting for Ivan, and he goes, which one's that? Which one's that? And you're like herd mentality. You're like, yeah. I'll just put his name down. Don't know who he is.
To be fair, one time I actually did try to message Ivan and accidentally texted Imran instead. Anyway, Imran, off to you.
Okay, so here's the rules. Nice and simple. We'll go clockwise, starting Rayan. We'll do it in the order that we introduce ourselves in the podcast, right? Which is Rayan, then quite a long break, then Wilf, then me. And you just got to name someone in the Series 2 Australian Traitors game, but you've got to give it a pretty good go. You can't be like that one who's got like a thing. It's got to be like 80% of their name. You can say anyone excluding Roger and their cheap imitation of Fergus, who is the bugle handler, right? Bugle handler is not allowed. Fergus is not allowed. Anyone who's a contestant in the show, starting from you, Rayan.
Okay, let's get started.
Let's diggity go.
Annabelle. And that's it, I'm out. Wilf.
I could describe Annabelle.
No, you've got to name someone. Look, do I have to go over the rules again, Will? You've got to name someone on the show.
Yeah, name somebody on the show.
Okay.
Keith.
Oh. Blake.
Payden.
Oh, I get what I'm doing now. Blake.
I've said Blake already. You weren't listening. Have another go.
Luke.
Okay, all right, cool. Ash.
Sam.
I don't know if it's true. Paul.
To be fair, we don't know. It wouldn't be in the edit.
There's no Paul. There's no Paul.
Yeah, there is. The guy with one arm is called Paul.
Is he called Paul? All right.
I think so.
Okay.
We'll check.
Right.
We'll check in a minute.
I'm gonna go with Sarah.
Kareen.
No.
Wilf, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Will's out. Okay. Pressure's on here. Roha.
Oh, I'm gonna go Angelica.
I don't know anyone else in the show. Will, who did we miss?
You forgot. Right, I'll tell you who you missed. You missed
Rayan.
Gloria.
Yeah, I didn't know there was someone
Who's
called
that?
Gloria in it.
Ian.
No, there's no one called Ian in it.
There is someone called Ian.
No, there's no one called Ian on the show.
No, she actually is.
No, he's not called Ian. Ryan, you've won the recurring segment. Congratulations.
Oh, I look forward to it recurring then.
But are you guys enjoying the first 2 episodes? Like, did you think they were good?
Honestly, it's in a way, it's like, it's good to be back. It's good to see the Traitor season start again. Every summer, the Traitor comes back. And now we're off for a few months of treachery, and it's just going to be brilliant.
I really enjoyed episode 2. Episode 1 was really good too, but it was a bit too long. But then I understand
You've got to set the scene, yeah.
They've got so much to do. Like, they've got to meet each other. They've got to do it like the round table, like to pick in the traitors, all that sort of stuff. So I don't understand that. But I'm really enjoying it. I genuinely think it's like, even Australian version season 1 was outstanding. I really, really enjoyed it. So hopefully it can live up to that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely shaping up to be a really good season. I was enjoying it. It was funny. I was watching it. My partner came over and said, how does this feel to be watching a new series of The Traitors? Like, are you feeling all weird and butterfly? I was like, I feel nothing, and I'm enjoying it. Second series, but I think because I play a lot of social deduction games and I run a lot of social deduction games, it doesn't feel any different.
Oh, see, it still feels so weird for me.
And for me, it's all right because I don't feel like it's a mirror image carbon copy. Like the production company is different, so the clothes are different, the masks. I feel like the whole vibe's very different to the UK one. So when I watch the Australian one, I can fully immerse myself and enjoy it. Like the American one, it was very samey. And I think when season 2 comes out of the UK one, I think I'll get butterflies and weird feelings because we were there, but we weren't technically at this hotel where they're staying. But like, imagine when we see them sitting at the tables where we were, like that's going to bring back so many memories. And I'm so jealous because I'd love to be with you guys again.
Well, look, we'll have a viewing party. Now, Ivan, to round it off, if you'll allow me, can I start a new recurring segment?
Oh, mate, be my guest.
Okay, well, welcome to my new recurring segment. Who's going to win? I just want to ask you right now today, and we'll be able to chat about it in a few episodes' time when we watch the final. But tell me, just give me one name, no explanation, no context, just a name. Who's going to win? Wilf.
A group of faithfuls are going to win, and I can tell you.
I need a name.
Ian.
Ivan.
Simone.
Blake.
Fascinating.
I know. Well,
I don't think the Traitors will win this. I don't. I think there's too much disruption at the beginning. I feel like it's
but I think if Blake can stay out of it, I think he's got a chance to actually fly under the radar for quite a while.
Yeah, I really like him. I thought I was, from watching the trailer, I thought I wasn't going to like him. They had that thing of him like shaking his head wildly. I was like, oh, is he going to be too crazy? He's bang on. He is bang on.
He's brilliant.
His acting's really bad though. His acting is over. As Tom would say, there's something called overproving, and Ivan overproves. Like he does overprove though. Like you see him at the table.
I can't believe he's gone home, mate.
He goes at one point. He goes, I really thought I was going. I really did.
I was convinced it was me.
Should have gone to the Wilfred Webster School of Acting.
Oh, mate, I can do a Scouse accent. We should do a Scouser version of the Traitors. That'll be the best. That's fuck off, mate.
That'd be
It's not
funny.
me, lad. It's not me who you're talking to, lad. Don't do that.
And on that note, look, we'll be back next week for another debrief of a few more episodes of the Traitors Australia. We'll find out if our favourites have made it so far. But until then, my name is Ryan. You can follow me on Instagram at Annabelle's Dog.
You can follow me on Instagram at I love the Australian Traitors more than the UK one because I wasn't one in it.
And And my name's Ivan, and you can follow me because you can hear the sound of my dog's leg clicking as she walks down the road. So just listen out for that.
And from all of us here, it's see you very soon, and goodbye.
Bye. Thank you, driver.
Why did you just add this at the end of every episode?